Hey, it's Joe from the Georgian Public Library, and welcome back to Reading Buddies. So this is week number 3, and it's been a wonderful sunny weekend, and I got busy digging around out before we took down the shed, and I found this cool old box of books. So I'm going to introduce a feature that I'm going to call Cool Old Books Joe Found. This book I'm going to read an excerpt from, a poem from, is from when I was a kid. It's called Beastly Boys and Ghastly Girls. It's a collection of poems from all sorts of authors. Some of them are really, really famous people like A.A. Milne. See if you can remember who did that, what A.A. Milne wrote. Ogden Nash, Lewis Carroll, just to name a few. And Shel Silverstein is got some poems in this book. So it's really old. It's from when I was a kid. See, we only ever had to write J. Scott on anything because we all had a J for our first name. And somebody decided to say this is an X-rated book. See if you can guess why. It's got little chapters in it, and not really any seriously good pictures, but the chapters are all about naughty kids. And the naughtiest children I know is the chapter I'm going to read from. And this is a book. This is a story, a poem written by Shel, who called himself Shelley Silverstein at that point. And it's called Sarah, Cynthia, Sylvia, Stout. Sarah, Cynthia, Sylvia, Stout would not take the garbage out. She'd boil the water and open the cans, scrub the pots and scour the pans, grate the cheese and shell the peas and mash the yams and spice the hams and make the jams. But though her daddy would scream and shout, she would not take the garbage out. And so it piled up to the ceilings, coffee grounds, potato peelings, moldy bread and withered greens, olive pits and soggy beans, cracker boxes, chicken bones, clamshells, eggshells, stale scones, sour milk and mushy plums, crumbly cake and cookie crumbs. At last the garbage piled so high that it finally reached the sky, and none of her friends would come to play, and all the neighbors moved away. And finally Cynthia Stout said, "I'll take the garbage out." But then, of course, it was too late. The garbage reached beyond the state, from Memphis to the Golden Gate, and Sarah met an awful fate, which I cannot right now relate, because the hour's much too late. But, children, think of Sarah Stout, and always take the garbage out. Sarah, Cynthia, Sylvia, Stout, Beastly Boys and Ghastly Girls, 1964. It's 2020. Can you do the math? 56 years old. That's right. Practically as old as I am. Anyway, that's a good poem to lead into the fact that this is Earth Week, and on April 22nd is Earth Day. And Sarah, Cynthia, Sylvia, Stout didn't want to take the garbage out, but when that poem was written, they didn't have green bins. And everything that piled up to the ceiling, with the exception of the cardboard box, which goes where? Yep, the blue bin. All the rest of it would have gone in the green bin today. So she would have only had that little drag to the curb. Back when I was a kid, when these poems were written, we didn't have plastic garbage bags either. We put everything in a paper bag that came from the grocery store, and you had to go like crazy to get it into the garbage can because the bag would get soggy and all the stuff would fall on the floor. So you can see why Glad makes a lot of money. Anyway, do your best to be neat, keep the garbage out of the streets, be kind to the animals, and help us make sure we can celebrate Earth Day for many, 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 many years to come. So, we've had my lecture, you've had my poems. I'm going to give you some advice tonight. There's a reason why they don't want us to open this book. So, do not open this book, by Michaela Muntean and illustrated by Pascal Lemaitre. And are you ready? Settle in. Here goes. Do not open this book. Excuse me, but who do you think you are, opening this book when the cover clearly says, "Do not open this book"? If a sign on a door reads, "Do not enter," do you enter? Of course you don't. The least you would do is knock first. The reason you weren't supposed to open this book is because it's not written yet. Look at this blank page. Look at the jumble of words. Caution, thinking in progress. You think it's easy to put words together? Ha! Now go away. I need time to think. Now what? Can't you see I'm busy? I'm trying to decide what type of story to write. Perhaps I will write a scary story, or maybe a bedtime story. After you go to sleep, I'll be able to get to work. Even if you are snoring, it would be better than having you stare at me. Why are you still here? Okay, I have an idea. You sit very still and are very quiet. I'll try to work while you're watching me. But please, no matter what you do, do not turn pages while I am working. Page turning during story writing can cause words to blow around and they might end up in the wrong order. Okay, here I go. I am starting my story. A ferocious storm swept through the forest. A tiny mouse hid beneath a pink flower. A tiger paced and flashed its big, sharp teeth, trying to take a bite of the roaring wind. Remember, do not turn the page. Ah, we did it anyway. Wah! Oops. Pitch black darkness. I warned you about what might happen if you turned the pages. Now you see, you have to be careful with words. This time I'm going to make sure you do not turn the page. Do I have to tell you again? Do not turn the page. Very heavy rock. Super strong person reading this book. Oh, you are very strong. Do you work out at a gym? Okay, I give up. Since you won't go away, I'll make the story about you. What's your name? Oh, I can't spell that. Tell you what. I will leave a blank like this. So, whenever you see a blank like that in the story, say your name. Ready? Okay, now you can turn the page. Okay, boys and girls, are you ready? You're going to yell out your name when you see the blank. There once was a giant pest named Joe. Joe had huge eyes, humongous ears, and too many teeth, and also a big nose. It did not matter how many times Joe was asked to go away, Joe would not go. Finally, I had to call the giant pest control company. Hello, I said. I'm on page 29 of an unwritten book, and a giant pest named Joe will not stop bothering me. I cannot work, and I cannot stand this for another second. So please send someone right away to help me get rid of Joe. You're still here? I thought my story would make you so mad you would slam this book shut and go away. Don't you have anything better to do? Maybe you could go bother someone else. Maybe you could go watch your toenails grow. Oh, look. I'm almost out of pages. Wow, I wrote a whole book. It was pretty good, wasn't it? The part with the big ferocious mouse was scary, so in a way it was a scary story. It was a bedtime story too, because I'm certainly very tired. And I'm going to sleep now. Goodbye, and, oh, thank you for helping me write this book. I couldn't have done it without you. Now go away! Good night. Caution, sleep in progress. Well, what'd you think? Aren't you glad we opened the book? That was kind of a neat way to start a story with all those words lying around. It reminds me of a little project I'm working on, and I'm going to have it ready for next week, and I'll show you what we're going to do. Give you a little clue. I went down to the beach at my lunch time today and got some stuff from the beach. That's my clue. I want to say hello and a shout out to Samantha and Alexis, because I heard from their mom that they're making a paper bag princess video to send to us so we can show that in our reading buddies. And I say hello to Julie and Fenton that created a really cool dinosaur hunt around their house. So they've been keeping busy as well. And Emma, I know Emma just moved from Georgina to Beaverton not too long ago, and we'll say hello to Emma. And Nikki and Katie, who come to library things all the time, and they live way out in Woodville. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. Share this video with your friends. If you want me to say your name in a video, get an adult to comment or send me a message on Facebook. And everybody have a terrific week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for coming.